everyone, welcome to Hope Worldwide. Today we are going to discuss about a topic from management. So that's about quality assurance. So come to the introduction of quality assurance. Quality is the term that emphasizes on excellence or which is more than beyond the minimum standards or the requirement. Okay, or quality can be assessed on the basis of its excellence, right, of a product, service, performance, etc. Right? So when you talk about quality assurance is a systematic process of evaluating the standard or the excellence of service, product or performance against the standards, okay, against, or we compare the existing performance or existing service according to the standards, protocols or procedures. Okay, so you have to remember quality assurance is a systematic process which is based on the standardization or standardized protocol. So it cannot be connected only with the product. Okay, so quality could be related to the service as well as the performances. So that is why quality assurance is applied everywhere, universally applied in every profession, right? Even in business, then in healthcare and also in our services, right? So by means of quality assurance in teaching, quality assurance in learning, so that's called continuous quality assurance. So that is also continuous quality improvement is one of the main objective that we focus on every day, right? So continuous quality improvement, so it's a common word what we study in other subjects, right? So here let's talk about the other aspects of quality assurance now. So now let's look at the definition of quality assurance. Quality assurance is a system for evaluating performance, services and quality of a product against a system, standard or specified requirement for customers. So here I think we have to remember the keywords that already we have just discussed about it in the introductory part. Evaluating performance. Second thing is services could be evaluated and the product can be evaluated in case of quality assurance. And I have mentioned that it is always evaluation is based on the existing standardized criteria. So that's called against a system. There would be some protocols or guidelines and standards, set standards would be there, and also specified requirement for customers. So what happens when we maintain proper quality assurance or we follow proper quality control measures, that would lead to when customers requirement is met, what will happen? Of course, the customers will be satisfied. So it leads to customers satisfaction. Okay, so when we follow these guidelines according to the standards or protocol, quality assurance is a systematic process that encourages or that promote consumers satisfaction. Okay, so that's about the definition. So let's look at the elements of quality assurance. So when you talk about quality assurance, we'll definitely have a mission, objectives, right? Because it's a systematic process that based on specified objectives according to the criteria, right? And it also emphasizes on audit because there should be proper review of records in order to ensure whether quality is maintained or not. Then what happens here is very important thing is like quality improvement. So altogether we call it as what? Quality improvement. And one more is like allocation of resources. Without allocating the resources, quality assurance is not possible. So that's about the elements of quality assurance. So let's repeat: mission, objectives, audit, allocation of resources and improvement. So improvement tells about when we focus on quality assurance, right, we will even focus on more methods and techniques to improve the existing policies, and we will try to reach up to the standardized protocol, right? So that's about the elements. Okay, now we are going to look at a diagram which tells about components of quality assurance. Okay, so now let's see the diagram now. So come to the first level, it's called as operational level. Okay, so operational level of quality assurance is pertaining to day-to-day activities. Day-to-day activities, you can give an example of worksheet or SOPs. Okay, so how do we expand the term SOP? Standard operating procedures. Okay, so that would be coming under operative level. Okay, daily functions of the organization. Yeah, so that's about operational level. Come to the second level is called as tactic level. So tactic level is all about short-term decisions. Okay, short-term decisions. So what do you mean by short-term decisions? Here I will give you some examples like, conference, seminars, okay, and allocating any kind of resources or improving any kind of facilities, and all would be coming under tactic level. Okay, come to the top level component of quality assurance is strategic level. So strategic level is associated with long-term decisions. Long-term decisions would be like policies, standards, so that cannot be changed day by day, right? So it has to be revised once in a year, or according to the different organizational policies. So that's about strategic level. Hope this diagram is clear, which tells about the components of quality assurance like operational, tactic and strategic level. As we know that quality management has two aspects, so don't get confused between quality assurance and quality control. So what's the difference between quality assurance and quality control is quality assurance is the entire system that tells about quality management process, which includes systematic and planned activities and the techniques, everything together we call it as quality assurance. Whereas when you talk about quality control, it's all about the operational activities or the measurements or planned assessments. Okay, so that's about the difference. So don't get confused. Okay, quality assurance is the system, and whereas quality control would be the process. Vital note of quality assurance is all about quality assurance cycle, or it's called as QA wheel. Okay, quality assurance cycle. So where you can remember a keyword PDCA. So this is the diagram which tells about how the quality assurance is implemented, or what are the different steps to be taken logically in order to implement this assurance. Okay, so come to PDCA. P stands for planning. It's all about determining the actions or the policies. Yeah, so we plan all together according to the standards. So that's about planning. Come to the second step is doing. Plan, do. It's about implementation. Implementation of the plans according to the standards. Then C stands for checking. Check. Check is about evaluating. So evaluating the result. Then we'll go for next is about act. A stands for acting. Acting is about taking action according to the standards. Taking necessary actions according to the standards. Okay, so this is about the QA cycle. The keyword is PDCA, planning, doing, checking and acting. Okay, plan tells about determination of activities or determining the policies and methods to be implemented, whereas do means implementation of those activities, and checking means evaluating the progress, and acting implies about taking necessary actions according to the standards. As we know that quality assurance is a process in the management system that focus on progression and development of the organization, and it brings out a comprehensive development or improves the productivity of the organization. And as I mentioned just now, like it's comprehensive. So how do I make this quality assurance to be comprehensive? To state that, I would say that quality assurance is a process that focus on three dimensions or three domains in the organization. Okay, so that is knowledge. It is helpful to improve the knowledge or bring progression or development in the knowledge expertise. Then it also will have a positive impact on skill development and also on the attitude of the employees, right? So you have to understand quality assurance brings comprehensive development in the organization by means of focusing on knowledge, skill and attitude. So I would give you some examples in the organization where quality assurance is helpful to improve the knowledge, skill and attitude. Example like, it helps in ethical dimensions. Okay, then quality assurance would definitely make the documentation more clear clear documentation or improvement in standards in the documentation, and also it facilitates proper communication in the organization. Yes, then the next one is like, when you have quality assurance or we have some standards, definitely when you work with a team, you start communicating with the team in order to improve your performance according to the set standards. So it improves teamwork. And when teamwork is improved, definitely it's going to have a great impact on the productivity of the organization. Thereby it helps for smooth running of the organization. So obviously when there is a progression in knowledge, skill and attitude in the organization, that would definitely bring consumers satisfaction. So not only the consumers but also the employer as well as the employees would be much happier in workplace. So I would say it also brings good or better organizational climate or organizational framework. Okay, and it also focuses on continuous quality improvement, that I have already mentioned in the introductory part, CQI, continuous quality improvement. So this is about common purpose or the objectives of quality assurance in a very concise form. Quality assurance is a systematic process, so then it will definitely have certain steps, right? Or let's look at the steps in quality assurance. So it's about planning, data collection, quality control, documentation and evaluation, and I will teach you the last step later. Okay, so come to planning. So what's the meaning of planning? We have already mentioned in the previous sessions, like when we were talking about the quality QA wheel or QA cycle. Planning is about determining the activities or determining the procedures. Okay, so I would just put it as determining the procedures. So second step is data collection. Data is all about the information. So here you have to write, data collection is about collecting the existing information or the existing practices. We have to collect the data about the existing practices in the hospital or the medical setting or in the educational setting, what the teachers are following in the lesson plan, how the teachers are improving or implementing the lesson plans in the classroom. So whatever is existing in the actual educational or the medical practice, we collect the data, right? So what they will do in the third step, yes, the experts, see, the quality assurance will have a team, right? So those experts would go to the third step, that's about quality control. I have taught you what is quality control. It's about the techniques and methods, what they are going to utilize here. Okay, so in quality control, what they do is comparison of existing practices with standards. Okay, so they will have the standards in their hand, so they compare what is the existing performance, are they meeting the standards or the proper guidelines or the criteria or not. So that's about the third step, which is called quality control. Now move on to the next step, is documentation, is about recording and reporting. That's very important. So they record it as per the guidelines. So because the experts are quality assurance, so they will have different policies or protocol of the documentation. They may go for anecdotal records or checklist, right? So all those methods would be coming under documentation. Okay, see here in this quality control, there are many methods will be adopted according to the organizational choice or the expertise choice, right? Sometimes it would be interview, face-to-face interaction with the employees, right? Sometimes it is peer evaluation, they take the reports, previous records in the organization, right? So all those things would be coming under this documentation. Now what they do is they evaluate, they check the progress. Okay, check. So check the progress, so they make the result. So do you think that this is the last and final step for quality assurance? Absolutely not. After evaluating, the expert should report it to the authority. Okay, so the last step would be reporting. Okay, so if there is no reporting, quality assurance will not be called as an authoritative process, or what happens is the validity of the process would be much better when it is carried out under a supervision or it is carried out by experts, and experts are well trained how to report to the authority. Got it? So that's about the different steps in quality assurance. Okay, you can just revise it. Planning, data collection, quality control, documentation, evaluation, and also reporting. Finally, we are going to discuss about the principles of quality assurance. We are going to make out or list out some of the principles of quality assurance based on the previous discussion. Okay. So as I told you, quality assurance is always based on the plant guidelines. So we would go for principle of standards or standardizations. Standards and policy making is one of the main principles of quality assurance, and once the standards or policies are made, it has to be communicated among team members. So what is that? Second one is principle of communication. Effective communication. Okay, unless and until it is communicated effectively, entire team members cannot be following the standards. Okay, so the effective communication is the second principle, and the third one is principle of customer satisfaction. Ultimately, we do everything entire task is always customer oriented, so we will focus on customer satisfaction. The medical setting, patient satisfaction, customers satisfaction. And as we know that it's a systematic process, so we follow this theory. Systems approach would be followed: input, throughput, output, or you can say structure, process, and outcome. So that's about principle of systems approach. Okay. So in addition, we are also following process theory in that. We start trying from planning to the budgeting, quality has to be maintained. So entire post-scope is evaluated, and various decisions are made on every phase of post-scope, right? So that's called process approach, principle of process approach. Then I have told you, like quality assurance is not going to be completed without reporting and documentation. So we'll go for documentation. Okay, and the other principle is, like I told you, quality assurance is not just a single phase task, or it is multi-phased task. At the same time, it has to be continuously practiced in order to ensure the progress, right? So that's about principle of continuous quality improvement. So we'll put it as continuous quality improvement, CQI. Okay, and principle of evaluation. All these things cannot happen without teamwork, so we would go for principle of teamwork. So there are many principles, so we have framed some principles only, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so let's go for one more principle of quality assurance is about. Yes. So do you think that the experts who are coming for quality assurance, they require proper training? So that's very important. Otherwise, without training and supervision, so it cannot be practiced according to, certain standards. So as part of that, principle of training is also mandatory in quality assurance. So this is about 10 principles of quality assurance. Hope this is clear for everyone. So today's class was on quality assurance, which is a topic from management, and also you study as part of educational development. Okay, curriculum, quality improvement in curriculum for B.Ed and M.Ed students, and also you study as part of social work, how to emphasize on quality assurance, quality improvement in social work dimensions, right? So we have discussed about introduction, definition, levels or components of quality assurance, elements of quality assurance. Then I did also teach you about the principles and objectives, and we have also seen one diagram which tells about QA wheel, that is quality assurance cycle. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.